Imagine waking up on a Monday morning with a terrible, pulsing headache. Today, you'd probably roll out of bed, grab a glass of water, swallow an Advil, and go back to sleep. Easy, right? But if you had that exact same headache 7,000 years ago, your local doctor would look at you, smile, and grab a massive rusty stone drill. Yes, welcome to the ancient medical practice of trepanation. Back then, doctors didn't know what a migraine was. They honestly believed that if your head hurt, it meant an evil, invisible demon was trapped inside your skull, throwing a wild party. So what was the logical cure? Simple. They would literally drill a neat little hole straight through your skull while you were wide awake, just to let the demon fly out. The crazy part? Archaeologists have found thousands of these skulls, and many of them actually survived the procedure. Imagine walking around town with a literal hole in your head, just hoping the demon didn't decide to crawl back in. Now let's travel to ancient Egypt. When we think of Egypt, we think of giant pyramids, gold, and highly advanced mummies. But their medicine cabinet? It was an absolute disaster. If you got sick or injured in ancient Egypt, the doctor would walk down to the River Nile, scoop up a giant, fresh pile of smelly crocodile poop, and rub it directly onto your wound. No, I am not joking. They used crocodile dung as a cure-all and even as a form of ancient birth control. They believed the strong smell would scare away bad spirits and cure infections. In reality, putting animal waste on an open wound is basically a speed run to getting a massive bacterial infection. If the disease didn't kill you, the doctor's crocodile therapy definitely would. As we moved into the Victorian era, surely medicine got better, right? Well, not exactly. In the late 1800s, scientists discovered a powerful new chemical. They thought it was a miracle cure for everything, especially coughs, asthma, and even crying babies. That chemical was heroin. Yes, parents would walk into a local pharmacy and buy heroin cough syrup for their toddlers. The baby would stop crying instantly, not because they were cured, but because they were completely high out of their minds. And if that wasn't crazy enough, in the early 1900s, when radiation was first discovered, companies started selling radioactive water. They claimed it would give you endless energy and cure arthritis. People drank it daily, until one rich guy's jaw literally fell off from radiation poisoning. Talk about a glowing review. But the ultimate, most famous treatment in medical history was bloodletting. For over 2,000 years, doctors believed the human body was ruled by 4 liquids called humors. If you got a fever, they assumed you just had too much blood. So they would tie you to a chair, cut open your vein, and let you bleed into a bowl until you fainted. If they were feeling fancy, they would cover your entire body in hundreds of slimy, hungry leeches to suck your blood out. Even the first president of the United States, George Washington, died because his doctors drained almost 40% of his blood to cure a simple throat infection. He didn't die from the cold. He died because his doctors literally drained him like a juice box. So the next time you complain about waiting in line at the clinic or having to take a bitter pill, just be glad you don't have a doctor standing over you with a drill, a jar of leeches, and a fresh pile of crocodile poop. If you survived this video,